I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great.
Trump seems to have elevated political trolling to an art form. His preferred medium? Twitter. Many politically correct fools in our country. The fights.
Because when people treat me unfairly, I don't let them forget. And maybe we should have more of that in this country. And maybe the country wouldn't be pushed around.
Trump baits, criticizes, and antagonizes his rivals, like Lindsey Graham. You just got 4 points in your home state of South Carolina. Far better than 0 nationally. Points behind me.
One of the things
takes on conservative anchors. Megyn Kelly, the bimbo, back in town. I hope not for long. All in 140 characters or less. His more incendiary tweets are often written by others and retweeted by Trump to his 4 million followers. Like that message about Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly, and another that called Bush crazy and asked, quote, "Who cares that he speaks Mexican?" Both messages were part of a recent late-night Trump tweet storm. He says he endorses his retweets.
I mean, to a certain extent, I do, yeah. I think that's right. You want me to say no? I retweet. You know, I retweet for a reason, right?
Original tweets. Does he write them himself?
I do a lot of things by myself. People would be surprised. People are shocked at how smart I am, right?
No, that's the way it is. CNN is terrible. CNN. You're with CNN? Are you with CNN? Good. You people do not cover us accurately at all. So they have a few protesters outside, and they have thousands of people. And the first question from CNN is about protesting.
Let me tell you, the people don't trust you.
Next, yeah, please. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead. No, you don't. You haven't been called. Go back to Univision.
You keep bringing up negative. You only want to talk about negative. Why don't you bring up the positive polls?
I did.
I mean, you start off. Excuse me. You start off with the interview.
No, I started off with the Washington Post poll.
You start off the interview with a poll that I didn't even know existed.
I started off with the Washington Post poll.
I remember when I lost my mind.
And Huma. How about Huma? Okay, here's the story too. One of the great sleazebags of our time. Anthony Weiner. Did you know that? She's married to Anthony Weiner. She's married to Anthony Weiner. You know, the little bing, bing, bing. Bum, bum. I love you very much.
Today, the Des Moines Register said the political waters are being polluted by Donald Trump. The paper called on him to drop out of the race for the Republican presidential nomination. Nancy Cordes tells us the war of words between Trump and his competitors escalated
very
today.
Stupid people in our country negotiating. I call Obama the 5-for-1 president. We get Bergdahl, they get 5 guys that they dream of, okay? We get a traitor, a no good, rotten traitor. And they get Bergdahl. 5 killers that they most wanted in the whole world who are right now back on the battlefield trying to kill everybody, including us. Our president doesn't have a clue. He's a bad negotiator. But not with Obama, because he's weak and he's ineffective. And he's not respected. Who's a baby. I mean, here's a guy goes on a bicycle to go on a bicycle race. He's 73 years old. He's in a bicycle race. He falls. He breaks his leg during the negotiation. And I tell everybody, and you probably heard it, I swear to you, I will never be in a bicycle race as long as I'm president. President Obama, Secretary Kerry, I highly think you should read this book quickly. Quickly! You had this guy, Lindsey Graham, a total lightweight. Here's a guy, in the private sector, he couldn't get a job, believe me. Lindsey Graham, your senator. What a stiff. What a stiff. By the way, he's registered 0 in the poll. 0. I couldn't care less about Lindsey Graham. He's registered at, I think, 0 in the poll. I don't know if it's the right number. Let's try it. 202-228-0292. I don't know. Maybe it's, you know, it's 3-4 years ago, so maybe it's an old number. 202-228-0292. So, I don't know. Give it a shot. Jeb, I can't call him Bush. He doesn't use his last name. Did you ever see a sign that says Jeb Bush or Bush? Now, there's a reason he doesn't use his last name, because it's not going to work too well, because we had a lot of problems with that last name.
Our governor here in Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, has described some of your comments about women as reprehensible. Do you have a response to that?
No, he must have been talking about Jeb Bush.
I'm not used to that kind of a person. Hillary Clinton was the worst Secretary of State in the history of the United States. Hillary was the worst.
Hillary Clinton's going to be a horrible president.
I think Hillary would be a terrible president. She was the worst Secretary of State in the... Rick Perry the other day, he put glasses on so people will think he's smart. And it just doesn't work. You know, people can see through the glasses.
Yeah, but Rick Perry, honestly, I don't think he even understands what it means.
I tweeted that Rick Perry should have to have an IQ test before getting on the debate stage.
I think Rick Perry did a terrible job as the governor of Texas, where the border security was terrible.
In other words, the man of the toupee. This is on the front page of the New York Times. I don't wear a toupee. It's my hair. I swear. Come here. Come here. Come here. This is great. Just real quick. We don't want to mess it up too much because I do use hairspray. That I say. You mean it's not politically correct and yet everybody uses it? So you know what? You know, I read a lot of the phony reports. A couple of reports today in the paper said, oh, well, you know, when Donald Trump gets tired of doing this, he's doing great, and he's leading all the polls. But at some point, I'm not going anywhere, folks. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm doing this to make America great again.
You don't have to run for president and be the world's biggest jackass.